ceasefire with Anti's choice, but its duration may be subject to sudden reversal. Would hate for you to get caught in any crossfire. Gathering data on the enemy's movements and behavior. Blizzards raise the degree of difficulty, but that's our problem, not yours. Cloister has been a difficult front, and losing the Archive, first to the invaders and now to the Protectorate, has made it even more painful. Never mind the risks. If you're looking for a way to help us out, I recommend heading to Laplace's garden. Follow this path and you can't miss it. Only the finest place on this iceball. Words aren't sufficient to capture its many quality attributes. Best you observe yourself. Avalanche collapsed part of the tunnel to the garden, so the safest path is along the cliffside here. Mind your step.
The Archive's defenders shall fight to the last to keep us from gaining access. As they should. Perhaps the locals have a means of ingress that would minimize bloodshed.
Don't bother conversating unless you're prepared to cite your sources.
I have too much on my mind for idle numerical chit-chat.
Laplace's garden is hardly better than a colony of sprats. And like a sprat colony, they'd react poorly to the presence of an exterminator. It may be best to leave me on the ship.
Heard that rift near the Archive has destabilized. Must be a sign. The Protectorate's latest action clearly runs counter to the plan. Mark my supposition. It's only a matter of time until we're called upon to take back the Archive. Halt! The Oracle Laureate sent ahead to expect someone matching your description. However, he said nothing about admitting questionable allies. Protectorate are not permitted inside Laplace's garden. Your companion will have to wait outside.
Who are you, claiming to deny me ingress? The Protectorate's arbiters go wheresoever they deign.
Someone should have informed you, Arbiter. Cloister is not the domain of the Protectorate any longer.
I'm... what? Emotional support? You know, that has a nicer ring to it than I'd have surmised. I've never been emotional support before.
As likely as I find that theory, we have rules and regulations for a reason. We are at war, you might have noticed. Laureate Beckett did impress the importance of not delaying you. Very well, head on in. But behave yourselves. The garden is something of a fragile ecosystem.
I'm surprised you were able to manage that, Commander. Though I suspect that whether or not I cause trouble is more up to whether trouble is foisted upon us.
Did you receive your personalized order prediction yet? I'll admit to a bit of trepidation in regards to opening mine. This is the first one I've received since deployment.
Honestly, the ones you get in the field are lifesavers. I would have been dead 3 times over without mine.
Oh, that does set my mind at ease. Now, let's see. Mine says, don't consume tea this morning. Oh.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Haven't you?
Yes.
Cause trouble and I will school you, chapter and verse.
Use caution as you progress. There's been reports of ursopods in the area.
Agent, I have a message for you. On behalf of the Order of the Ascendant,
and her impermeable wisdom, the presiding bishop Ruth Bassar, welcome to Laplace's garden. The presiding bishop is presently indisposed, but I've been instructed to direct you to the Artificer Laureate for whatever pressing matter has brought you to the garden. She's working in Belvedere Hall's secondary courtyard. Enter the large building at the top of the mesa ahead and follow the first hall on your right. Oh, yes. The vicar did ask me to direct you to him. How positively forgetful of me. He should be waiting for you in Belvedere Hall's main courtyard at the top of the stairs. The Artificer Laureate is head of the Department of Applied Scientism, overseeing the exemplars, or craftsmen, of our order. Weapons and technology all fall under her purview. Oh no, not at all. The presiding bishop routinely spends time in a sensory deprivation chamber to hone her mental faculties. Of course, she does seem to be logging more hours in the chamber of late, but I'm certain that's all part of the plan. The rest of the Laureate Council is capable of managing affairs while the presiding bishop is occupied. Really, it's no reason for concern. Nothing in the garden is. Look around you. I don't see a battlefield. Do you?
The moment you walk in, it's like, oh, well, there it goes. Oh, man. Let's see. Everybody looks like a potential corpse.
All conflict is transient in nature. To dwell on the negativity of a moment is to risk missing the opportunity of what comes next. Those in the garden have enough perspective to remain present and to focus on what matters. Science and progress.
For science? Hang on a second, I need to check something here. Let's see. All right. Oh, okay, well, that's new. I just noticed something where I'd put, like, you know how it does on Steam where it goes and ends up showing you how many hours you put into a game. They do that on PlayStation as well. And I got on here while I played 41 hours of this, and I've heard that people have been, like, finishing it in 40 hours, which obviously, you know, reviewers and whatnot have to have a deadline. Sometimes they can do everything, sometimes they can't. It's understandable. But, like, the whole time while I've been playing this, like, the whole thing about, like, anti-capitalism and all that stuff, I haven't, like, seen anything like that in this game, beside there being, like, a couple lines that a character has said. But other than that, there hasn't been, like, anything else. Kind of seems like it's really a background they end up putting the game into. But the whole time, like, everything else I've been doing, nothing has ever been explicit or put in my face or anything about it. Or nothing like that. I mean, yeah, the women are ugly. Ain't no doubt about that, but, like, or most of them are anyways. But as far as when it boils down to, like, one of the main things that people are up in arms about with it, it's like, I honestly haven't seen anything like that in it. Kind of like the way that I deal with the first game, too. Well, at least when it came to that particular thing, while people were, there was people speaking out against it. I'm impressed you managed to say all of that with a giant silver spoon in your mouth.
It may seem like I'm speaking from a position of luxury and privilege, but it is a privilege the Order hopes to share with all one day. But now, I fear I have kept you long past an ideal duration. May all your problems precede solutions.
As I shoot you in the face. I'm going to do that. I want this whole place to fall down upon me. I'm trying to be as peachy keen as I can be with people. I already talked my way out of 2 boss fights, so there's that.
Go about your business, Order. People, I suppose I shouldn't call them scum. Do not be alarmed. I am not here to execute any of you. Yet.
I'm glad I brought him. Just for the simple fact that he's like against this particular group, but at the same time I ended up bringing another person who is actually with this particular group. So they basically got like two enemies in my group with me. Well, they're not enemies, but you could see it as being such.
I'm cutting you off there, Charles. That's your third conviction today. People will start to worry.
So what?
Welcome to the CAF integration point. Will it be caffeine or convictions today?
Convictions? What? Can I choose one of each?
Convictions are statements which promote personal and professional confidence and well-being, leading to 22.9% more scientific breakthroughs in a given quarter. Interested?
Let's see. Like a bunch of nonsense.
Between you and me, I've always felt the same. What good are words if they're not accompanied by action?
You know,
you're kind of attractive, but you ain't got no titties.
Did you grow up near one of our settlements? Have a few years of order training?
I'm quite sure I don't know what you
I'll
mean.
need to. I'll have to see what scene that was.
Technically count as a member, but there's a perfunctory element to your articulation. You don't believe in the plan, and you're clearly up to something. She sized you up almost immediately, Commander. Been softly probing you for information. I clocked her the first moment she opened her mouth.
So you're being rude.
You recall I did work undercover successfully for decades, yes? I recognize the craft. Don't doubt me. Well, do I have to shoot up the place? Or will you come clean immediately? Who do you work for, little mole?
By the architect, keep your voice down, please. Even if what you say is true, this isn't a conversation best had amidst present company. Let's talk somewhere more private. Behind the CAF integration point, perhaps?
CAF integration? What in the world? All I got out of that was caffeine. Read the thingies. At least scan them down.
Hello. Welcome to CAF Integration Point. I'm Junior Caffeine Celebrant Runge, and I'll be happy
He's
to
a barista. We never know that they have baristas in this. There's capitalism! It's Starbucks, or Planet. More like Planet Bucks, or whatever, considering you're in a universe. Or a different universe compared to the other one.
Oh, she's a real top-of-class type. Smart, but also patient. I struggle sometimes with my advanced courses, but Persephone's been tutoring me after work hours.
Yeah.
Illicit? I'm not sure I understand your meaning. Ooh, maybe she's interested in some scintillating conversation about garden planning. Anyway, I'd hate to waste any more of your free study period with my idle thoughts. Anything else I can help with?
What is this conviction?
Apologies. As a junior celebrant, I'm only permitted to distribute caffeine at this time. But my colleague, Persephone, Miss Doyle, will be able to assist with convictions when she's back on shift.
And she left.
Is this another census? Were my previous answers not sufficient?
Census? What census?
The bi-weekly census about residency satisfaction. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? I could spend all day.
That would increase my
expositing
lie
the benefits
skill,
of the
and
garden, but
you wouldn't
I
believe
think
me.
you'll experience much of it yourself. If you're permitted to stay, of course. Certainly. Here you are. Please imbibe responsibly.
Ah, there's a flaw. Compulsive liar. What? Oh my gosh, I'm just talking about that. June Bug. Yeah, can't even get the daggum name right. Bug June. A June bug. How's it going? You don't know why you lie, you just do. Whenever you have the opportunity to lie, you must, but you've gotten so good at it, you can lie about anything. What the fart? Okay. In conversations, options that have either lies or in the conversation must be chosen. In conversations, options that are either lies or in the conversation must be chosen. All square requirements for lie options are ignored. No, I'm not doing that. At least not on my first playthrough, that's for sure. Yeah, I was just running my mouth earlier, so I got tongue twisted.
A second makeup exam will not be off, so I hope you studied this time, Briar. You may begin now.
Right. No pressure.
I gotta talk to you while you're taking
I'm
a test.
talking during this makeup exam. Oh, what does it matter? Can't mark the occipital from the parietal with these voided questions. And is there something wrong with the air recyclers? It's getting hard to breathe. Oh, good. Just me then. Can't believe my future in the Order will be decided by an understanding of the vaporescent properties of trinitrotoluenes. I don't even like bitrotoluenes.
You're sitting there looking. What's the first question?
My vision's gone a bit fuzzy, but the exam's right here on the monitor. Have a look.
Hey, yo, instructor, we got a cheater here.
Initiate Briar. Do you mean to defraud the Order of its time and resources? I could think of no other rationale for such unseemly conduct.
No, of course not. I'd never...
Cease talking, now, before I expel you from this class entirely.
Thanks for nothing.
Better to succeed or fail on one's own merits.
Hopefully that doesn't lead to her quitting the Order, becoming ruler of the Scrappers, and later seeking you out for revenge. Happened to me once.
Well, she does.
Just leave me alone. You've done enough.
Light her up with the plasma cannon blaster here. Oh, 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. Was washing something and it got off kilter inside of the drum, so it was banging around in there, so I had to go fix it.
You okay? Seem off by a few decimal points.
Its face seems off like a few decimal points. What the heck? Order confrontationalist. Yeah, with a face like that. Very confrontational.
What a lamentable state of affairs. I remember the days when Laplace's garden lived up to its estimable purpose. Now look at it. The fountain in disrepair, pedagogy in the park, even the lights above our heads have winked out like stars taken down from the sky.
Sound like a tranny.
War? Not with the corporatists, surely. That seems to have calmed down, for the moment at least. Oh, you must mean our little ideological dispute with the Protectorate. Piffle. My dear pupil, that is nothing but distraction. The real war is happening here, inside the garden. We are battling for humanity's future, and victory balances on a knife's edge. Nevertheless, one must persist. The plan is good. The shadow of ignorance cannot withstand its light. I knew you had a knowledgeable
No, I
look
couldn't fix
about
that.
you. That would be wonderful. Thank you, dear. There's a panel just here. I will supervise from a respectable distance, but know that I am with you in theory, like the architect's own guiding hand.
Yep. And hi
You've
hack.
returned, and yet...
Oh. Should remember that and just continue the conversation and not do that.
You must be curious why I asked for such a discreet rendezvous.
All this cloak and dagger stuff has certainly piqued my interest.
Allow me to whet your appetite for intrigue a little further, shall I? I have adequate reason to believe the Order is conducting a mass experiment on the population of Laplace's garden. Recall what you have observed thus far. Isn't it strange how calm everyone is? The Order is in the middle of a war. A war, one might say, they are losing. Tell that to the refugees of Golden Ridge and Eden that they refuse to house here. The Order is not cultivating its perfect, plan-abiding society through careful ideological pruning, as the laureates would have you believe. It's simple pharmacology. Put bluntly, they're regulating the emotions of everyone in Laplace's garden through drugs in the water supply. Why would the Order want to create a society of undistractable little academics whose only desire is to advance the plan? I wonder. Moderate your volume, please. No one here is in any immediate peril. Probably. The Order claims the subjects here supposedly consented to participate, but it was begun prior to the schism with the Protectorate, so who's to say? Regardless, if the Order has made some kind of pharmaceutical breakthrough, imagine how useful it might be to certain parties to know about it in advance.
Oh, here's Spy.
Took you long enough to ask. I represent a group of information traders who would pay well to get their hands on a sample of this drug. Interested? So you've heard of us?
Yep.
Good. That makes this easier. My primary task has been to watch the Order. But I'm confident my superiors would agree. Physical proof is of far greater value than mere rumor. No. This is about control. Everything is. Nothing nefarious, if that's the needle in your conscience. We only mean to study the drug and consider all of its many applications. I know that must read as terribly vague to you, but I'm not at liberty to provide more detail than that. Well, I'm not asking you to do something an honest person would. Think of this as a business transaction, if that eases your mind. All you need to do is enter water reconditioning and collect a sample of the drug. I believe they call it Perspective. This passcode will give you access to the main terminal. Watch the guards patrol before making your way into the facility. If worst comes to worst, I wager Laureate Beckett also has a keycard on him, but that might be tricky to lift. Lately, he's been sitting near the fountains, performing his silly little breathing exercises. If he's not there, then he's likely in conference with the presiding bishop. Whatever you do, be discreet. I can't have any laureates asking questions about me. Understood? Outside of work, I have, let's call it an alternative inventory. You'll have to pay, of course, but I'm sure I have something that'll make your job a little easier. And I'd like to offload some of this merchandise. Sounds like a win-win.
All right, man. I'll chat at you later. Thank you kindly for coming in.
The Scientician Surplus. No more than what smart researchers patronize the Scientician Surplus. Quality goods at algorithmically determined prices.
Shut up. Good grief.
Welcome to the Scientician Surplus. I am the Scientician in question. Any inquiries about the stock may be directed to me. Either you intend to buy or you intend to go without. It would be unethical for me to interfere with your decision-making process. It's there in the name, Surplus. Please peruse with discernment.
strange to see all this vacant space after the overcrowding at Matriarch's Mercy. Plenty of room for refugees here. If only the Order administrants got their act together.
I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my daily cycle to say hello.
How did your hypothesis about the flowers fare?
Exposing them to melodic sound waves on a consistent basis did affect improvements on their overall growth.
And you controlled for the amount of carbon dioxide expelled from your mouth during these musical sequences?
Good grief, that was a close one. That was an accident that I even pressed that.
I highly recommend you vacate my immediate vicinity.
I highly recommend you suck my balls. I'm serious.
Every day treating the same strains in a break. The operating theater is
Dr.
not
Elon.
conducting viewing dissections
What?
at this time. That is not an invitation to return to your study and perform exploratory surgery on yourself or a willing volunteer, just to be clear. Not as concerning as some of the scenes I have been called to in the middle of the night. I assure you, the warning is justified. But I trust you are here for a reason other than to discuss scalpel-happy novices. Obviously. Do you think we drink unfiltered snow melt? I'm quite sure I have no knowledge of what you're talking about. Are you feeling all right? Paranoia can be an early symptom of several more serious diseases. Apologies. I have so little that meets the threshold of my expertise. But I should not be projecting my wish for a challenge onto a patient. Let's forget this conversation. Is there anything else I can assist you with? That is best answered through observation. Here, have a look.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and end up ending the stream now. I should be back tomorrow with something else. Not really sure what just yet, if it'll be this or maybe it'll be the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remakes, but I do appreciate everybody coming out checking the live version and the archive version, and I will go ahead and I'll end this like I always do. Later, taters.